So, as you can see, this guy needs an oil cooler. It's all coming from the very top, back half of the bell housing, which indicates 99.99% of the time, it's an oil cooler that's failed. So we'll go ahead and start tearing this thing down.
So we are going to start by removing this cover. Really easy to pull on, pull up, pull forward. Then we're going to remove the intake box because we got to remove the whole upper intake manifold to get to this oil cooler here. So the first two bolts we're going to remove, they're both 10 millimeters. So undo the clamps, just so it's out of my way for later. Let's kind of work her a little. Now, up over here, let me see if I can get a shot of it. On the underside, there is a intake sensor right here. So the intake temp sensor, you're gonna want to unplug this guy, little squeeze tab, just like that. Just like that. You got the airbox off now. Set that guy to the side. Now you're gonna want to undo all this wiring harness here because this whole upper intake manifold is going to come off. Now we can start unhooking some hoses. Oh yeah. Get that guy out of there. So you got hoses. You pop them out of the place. It'll move a little bit, don't move too far. Another hose here. Undo. There's two bolts here that hold the side of the intake, and then there is two back here. These are all 10 millimeter bolts. Get a good angle on this. Right there. There's this wire connector. Right on there. There are two 10 millimeter bolts. That one. And then there's one under this piece of tape. Grab this plate, just bend it up a little bit out of your way. You got all your hoses undone, and you got your wires unplugged, engine covers off. Now you can go ahead and we can actually unbolt the intake manifold. So now, go ahead and start loosening these guys up. They shouldn't be very tight to begin with. Let's grab some. Down a little lower. Very hard forward. One here, one here, there, one back corner. One back, way back corner down here. First, I'll grab them upwards, so I'll take off them, we're catching. That way you can come out nice and smoothly. Got that bolt. Got that bolt out. So 4 on the bottom, 3 on top. Work around it. Pick up on it. On the passenger side, pick up. And slide it towards you. It'll come unhooked from the 2 studs. And pull it back over. Pop out. falls off. So now we gotta take the lower intake manifold off, and then we'll have access to the oil cooler. So let's see. We'll get this piece out of here. We can take this piece on out too. Personally, I myself like just getting these hoses out of my way. All right. This tab, grab both sides. It'll wiggle. It'll actually come out. Great. Can't give you top view. So you see all this? Almost every JK will do that. You're gonna go ahead and get a vacuum. And there's all the oil. And it's not supposed to be there. So as you can see, it's kind of hard to see. There's oil seeped there. Bunch of oil down here. There's oil everywhere. And what it does is it'll leak, fill this cavity up here, this valley, and then go down the backside of your bell housing and make a mess. So definitely bad oil cooler on this Jeep. On the oil cooler, you have one here, which is your temp sensor. And this is a lock tab. Just pull it back. Tab underneath. Give her some wiggles. Come on. Come on out. Tuck it back to the side. Don't do that. Don't spill gasoline everywhere. It'll evaporate. It's fine. And then this one down here is fun to get to. Same thing. Push down. This one does not have a lock tab. Plug it. Move it out of the way. There's a coolant line going to this. Coolant hose pliers. They're not sharp. They're rounded. They won't actually hurt the hose. Use as little coolant as possible. I'm just gonna pinch it up here. So it's out of the way. So that's clamped off. There is the clamp, hose clamp down here. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's the clamp right down on here. I've seen a lot of people leave this connected until they get the oil cooler out and then reconnect it. But if it's never been messed with, they're usually facing just barely perfect, not like perfect, so you can wiggle on out of here. Now when you pull those out, you're gonna make a mess. But there's already a mess, so. Get this guy out of here. Just gonna puke some coolant. Now I'm gonna tuck this guy out of the way. Leave my clamp on there. Now these are E-Torx bits. If I remember correctly, they're all E3s. So let me go grab that real quick. It's actually an E8, I believe. Yep. These are gonna be all E8s. There is one over here. There's one there. 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's only 5 bolts to hold it on. Just kind of rock it and pull up. And then it'll come on out. And then we're gonna take my vacuum leader and use it as a pump to pump all this out. Alright, so now that we got this all cleaned up, it's cleaned up, we cleaned off all of the intake side, all seal sides for the oil cooler and try to clean up most of the oil. Now, if you're doing this, buy this one. Here's part number. It's a Dorman oil cooler. It's aluminum. I've had one on my Jeep for the last 4 years, no problems. So, 100% recommend this. We have to get the old temp and oil pressure sensor out of the old housing. So, get you some Teflon. So these two are your cooler seals, which you'll put on after you install this. So set them off to the side. Then you'll have these 5 seals. This one, we're gonna get nice and covered in oil. This one goes around right here. Just make sure you're careful not to rip or tear it. It's on there nice and easy. Make sure this one is lubricated so it can fit down in here. It's the only one that actually fits in. The rest lay flat. We're just gonna gently push down, wiggle. It should just slide down like that. We got all of our new E-Torques. Go ahead and start dropping them on down. Now these bolts, they all get torqued to 106 inch-pounds. Put our gaskets in, our seals for the cooling block. Now these are both the same size, so just put them on either side. Make sure they're all in there nicely. You go ahead and line this guy up. It only fits one way.
So it's just those two tops? Good come down.
Pretty much what we're doing right now.
There you go.
Sorry.